Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is December 15th, 2025, and this is my not weekly trade review. This is just a trade review, not even really a trade review. This is me entering and kind of following up on my Netflix trade that I was thinking I was going to do this week, but I ended up doing CCL instead. I was talking to one of my new subscribers. Thank you, new subscriber. you know, and we was looking at CCL, and I started looking at that. I said, oh, I kind of like that chart. I kind of like that setup. So that's what I ended up trading. It looked like a better trade for the week, with the money that I want to trade, and the position that I was going to put on Netflix. This looked better. And again, this is not a trade recommendation. This is all for educational purposes only, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other. Please get some training and see if trading is even for you at this time. Let's jump over to the charts, and I'll show you what I was looking at. I'm going to look at a daily chart, weekly chart of Netflix, and of CCL, and I'm also show you the trades that I was actually doing. I'm gonna go kind of like through all that. I might go kind of fast since I'm going through a lot of information, but I want to kind of like show you the whole thing. First of all, let's jump over to the Netflix and to the daily chart on Netflix. First of all, the daily chart today on Netflix, and I'm gonna go here. This is my buy zone down here, and all these red lines down here. Today we ended up being red. I do not like getting bullish on a red candle, so that was kind of like I got one strike. That's it. I'm out. That's how I am. Again, because I didn't want to get into actually have to start managing this trade like right away. And on the weekly chart, we can see on the weekly chart we are still dropping. And although this is only the first day of the week, but it's not starting the week out right. This thing can drop even more. Now, right quick on Netflix, let's take a quick look at the trade and what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back out to maximizing the string, go down to the option chain itself, and I was looking at selling something a couple of weeks out. First of all, I was going to do just sell a put, and I think it was the 92 strike, which is around a 0.3 delta. So, and based on how this thing has dropped, it would have dropped down now to a 91 delta, 91.5 delta. I would have been selling, and to do that, you just do a right click, sell single, and I'm only doing one contract, not 10 contracts. So I would that down, and it's kind of like you see, you would only make the maximum that you can make on that trade, as long as it stays above the strike that you sold, is $107 minus whatever commission it be. So it'd be $106. The buying power that's required to do that trade, in a cash account would be like $9,000. In a margin account, it's only $1,600. So, and just go over here. I got a cash account here also. So where you can see a cash account, that would be the margin requirement, and in the margin account, that's the cash requirement. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. The other trade that I was thinking about doing on Netflix was a spread trade, and I was going to do that around a 0.2 delta, which is a 2 delta that I would actually go to, in a 90 strike, and I was going to do that 5 wide. I was going to sell vertical, and I was going to do it 5 wide, so I have to go down to an 85 here and all. And I was going to do 10 contracts is what I would do. And I'll do a confirm and send on that, where you can see those numbers. Make $560 minus the commission, and $547. Buying power, maximum loss is $4,400. Buying power is $4,440, and all on that particular trade. So the maximum amount that I could make on my Netflix trade that I was planning on doing for the week or the next couple of weeks, the maximum that I would make is that $560 on this particular trade, and all. But let's go ahead and take a quick. Then I was talking to the guy this weekend, and we was looking at kind of a cruise line, and let's take a look at that. Let's start with the weekly chart. That was the daily chart, but I'm going to zoom back down here, and let's take a quick look at the weekly chart. I'm gonna zoom right on in here at this weekly chart and see what we see. And first of all, what I saw here on this weekly chart, that's where I usually start out on the higher time frame. I see what is a morning star right there with a confirmation candle here this morning. Well, since this is the first day of the week, that's just this morning candle. So it's kind of like, oh my God, I got my setup and all. It's time to go. I can get bullish. The other thing that I saw here on this right here, a few weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I got to bounce off my support 3 level. That's this red line right here. I got to support off this level right here. So again, if this was something that was normally on my watch list and I was watching this, I would have known about this and I would have seen this and I'd have been ready to go on this thing already. I maybe have already placed 2 or 3 trades on this since I had seen this bottom that was made here at that time. So that's that. Now let's go ahead and go down to the daily chart. So this is what I see on the big picture. I got my confirmation to go start just looking at candles and looking at pivots. I do have other indicators that I look at, but I don't need a ton of indicators, based on the setup that I see here. It's kind of like no question in my head what I need to do at this time or what I can do at this time. But let's go ahead and go down to the daily chart right quick and take a look at the daily chart. And what I want to zoom in here is just right here. This point back here is where it had bounced off that support 3 level. And after that, it came up and it started consolidating. Seeing that consolidation would have been okay for me to start selling puts or selling put spreads down at the $25 level on this. That's what I do. I like selling options and all. I do, although I do buy a lot also. But on something like this, a sell would have been okay. And waiting to buy, as soon as I saw a breakout maybe above this level right here, then expecting it to break above that. And knowing back here, this was the FOMC call candle. So again, that would have been the trade. But now since I'm just looking at it today, and this is today's candle right here, what am I going to do now? I'm late to based on my whole mindset, I'm late to the party. How am I going to trade this? And how I decided to trade this, let's go down to the option chain and I'll show you exactly how I decided to go ahead and trade this. Let's click on, let me maximize this again now. Go to the option chain. And the trade is already on, but I'll show you what it is on in the virtual account, is on in the live account too. Because I I don't want to have to be logging into my live account all the time to see what's going on and stuff. I can see it right here in this virtual account. What I decided to do is do what they call a covered buy, is what they call it, I believe. So the whole ideal is to buy stock. I'm going to buy stock. And I'm going to sell a call. And I'm going to sell a call. That's what I'm going to be doing. So how did I go about doing that and what did I do? All right. So the market is still trading. It's trading a little bit higher than what it was this morning when I was first looking at this. It was trading a little bit closer to 28. And again, since this is a slow mover, as you can see, it was consolidating pretty good. It made some big moves here last week. But normally, this thing doesn't move that much. So I was okay with trading it just for this week. As you can see, these are options that will expire on Friday. There's only 4 days left in these options. So selling these are okay for me. What I decided to sell was a 29 strike, and I'm buying, the stock at what the market price was at that time, And I'll show you exactly how that trading strategy goes. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and do it right now. So what you do, usually since I'm selling a call, I like clicking here on the bid saying sell. And I don't know why I say sell. They got a covered stock. And it comes up like that. It comes up like this. It's like I'm selling the stock, and I'm not selling the stock. And I only did five contracts. So first of all, I'm gonna drop this down to 5 contracts. And really, I'm buying the stock and selling the call. So this is what I kind of expect right here, expect to see. What I'll do here, to show you where you can, so I won't duplicate it, I'm going to change the expiration to next week, instead of this Friday. Did the numbers change that much? The numbers did not change that much at all. I don't see the option price here, but yeah, the option price is around 50-some cents, as I can tell based on where this number here is at at all. It's not. Well, that's kind of strange. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not really sure. But based on what we've seen here, that's what I did. I'm gonna go ahead and do a confirm and send. Buy cover 5. That does not look right there. I don't know why they do it like this. Buy 5 covered, blah blah blah. December, blah blah blah. That right there. But I'm gonna go ahead and send this. This over here looks like what I should be doing. This right here does not look like what I should be doing. But I'm gonna go ahead and do a send. And we're doing that. And it is doing. It's trying to do a buy. Oh, I'm 2 weeks out. It's supposed to be out here. It's right here. And it is trying to sell. Cool. So again, it's trying to sell. The position is not open at this time. It's waiting. It's sitting in the market. It's trying to buy 5 limit up here. Should be 500 stocks that it's actually trying to buy. The way it looks on the platform looks kind of funny to me. And I'm trying to sell a call right here. I don't know. See, again, it shows me sell, call, blah, blah, blah. And it's a complex, since it's stock and option, that they probably look at it as a complex order. So again, it kind of sits in a bucket and waiting for somebody to actually take on this order that's sitting out there. But that's pretty much it. And since it hasn't filled right away, everything does look proper. It is trying to sell an option, and it should be trying to buy 500 shares of stock. I'm going to go ahead and cancel it because I don't want to have this one in my virtual account at the same time. But that's it. That's what it looks like in all. It's always kind of, that's why I'm saying you gotta get kind of really comfortable with options and what you're doing. If you're not just buying calls and buying puts. Once you start selling options and selling options around with your stocks position, make sure you really understand what you're doing. Make sure you're putting it on the correct order, all that little stuff. And understand, your maximum profits, your maximum loss, and your margin requirements, when you're dealing with options. That's the whole thing, because dealing with options can end up being some crazy, crazy amount of money, if you do things wrong or if things go bad on you, if things get actually assigned. That's a lot of crazy things that can happen dealing with options, and that's why I usually tell most people stay away from them until you really understand them and understand what you're doing. But that's it. That's pretty much all I really want to show. That was the trade. This is the trade right here. Let's go to the monitor tab right quick. I'll go over to my monitor tab where you can see that the trade is actually on right now. This is it right here where I purchased 500 shares of stock. I sold 5 calls. It's showing profitable because I had did this trade earlier. I had put it on earlier, and I wanted to show it on the video. And this is like take 3, actually, of me trying to create this video and all. And I had made the trade has made money already, but right now, based on the trade that is out there right now, it's down $5. We okay with that, and we plan on being in this trade for the entire week. And I'm okay. Worst case. I'll be still holding on to 500 shares of stock. That option will expire worthless if the price does not go over $29 by the end of the week, and I end up selling another call, and that's it. And I'll keep doing that, until I think until it gets called away. Or if it ends up dropping too much and I get to where I need to just go ahead and take a break even on the trade, I'll do that. I may do that. That's it. And that's pretty much it. That's all I really want to share. I ended up trading Carnival Cruise Line instead of my Netflix, and I think the Carnival Cruise Line is going to be a pretty good trade for the week. That's it. This is Right Side Trader. Hope you guys had a great week. I hope you guys have a great week. Hope you guys had a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later this week. Have a good one. Bye. Right Side Trader here.